Stock tip. Best stock setups.
Welcome back to a new episode of Stock Tip Daily Update with me, your host, Marcel Doda. The markets were pretty indecisive today. The markets or the main indexes finished the day with plus minus zero in the S&P 500 with minus 1.5% in the Nasdaq and a bit of a gain in the Russell 2000. But in the end, the only thing that matters is that we didn't get our much needed confirmation. So we are still waiting on a confirmation of of the move from yesterday, respectively of this breakout. And I was hoping we would get this today. We are still waiting, so perhaps we are going to wait a couple more days. Most importantly is, or the silver lining is that this big green candle from yesterday didn't get cancelled with big fall here like the one we see in the Nasdaq. So this is not that interesting anymore in the Nasdaq. But I'm hoping that SPY is still going to show some strength the next couple of days or until the end of the week, or simply that we are going to end the week on a more positive note. If you take a look at the weekly chart, we are still looking pretty good here. And we are still in a plus. This is still looking like a nice breakout pullback, and this still has a lot of chance for a new breakout. But we just need this confirmation. Let's see if it's going to happen this week. The DAX also went pretty good, also moved pretty good today, as it was to be expected following yesterday's strength in all of the markets. The DAX ended with a gain of 1.3%. Euro to US dollar, more or less stationary here. I don't like this spike up here. I think there is still too much pressure on the selling side, and I think the trend is still intact and is still going to continue. I think sooner or later we are going to reach 1.06. I'm not desperate to reach it. When I'm sincere, I think the markets would have a bit more momentum if this trend breaks and if we start growing again. Oil and gold, on the other hand, did manage to regain some of their previous losses today. Not much, but some of their previous losses today, with 0.6% in oil and 0.5% in gold. Overall, this breakout is still intact. It would be better if we get a closing price here at the end of the week above last week's high. So this would mean for me a confirmation of this new trend or of this new breakout. If you are going to talk about a trend here in gold, honestly, I can't see another direction except up here. So gold has been consolidating now for 2 years or so at this level. It has remained pretty stable, and we are in a fragile economy phase, and I don't see any reasons why gold will start falling again. I'm not an ace here, as you may have seen, but overall I think this rally in gold is still intact, and sooner or later it's going to resume its move up. Silver, like always, pretty much copying what gold is doing, and it looks a bit weaker now than gold is with this big red candle here. But I think we just have to be patient and see how the week is going to end. We are simply 2 days or 3 days down now. There are still 2 to go, and most important here, the most important thing to see is how the week is going to end, nothing else. My portfolio is also remains okay. I would say okay. I didn't see too much heavy movement today. Apple has struggled here, but today was all over the place and ended with pretty much a zero movement here. The daily chart is looking like it has been looking for 3 weeks or so now, almost 4 weeks, still in a consolidation phase, and it's no surprise after such a gain here in just a couple of days. Actually in 2 weeks we had a gain of 20% in Apple. That's more than you see normally in a year. It doesn't come as a big surprise that we need a bit more time here for consolidation. The weekly chart is still looking pretty good, is still looking healthy. The only question remaining is this going to be a turning point or not? And nice surprise was our breakout in car. So perhaps you remember yesterday I've posted this breakout as it happened on Facebook and on Instagram, and today we got a nice 12% plus, and I've used this strength to close a third of my position here in car and to up the stop. I think the stop is now underneath this gap up, and it doesn't matter what's going to happen here. I'm still in the money, and I can't lose anything on this trade. Also, same from yesterday was Perry. So Perry was buy here above yesterday, above the high of the previous day, so above this high, but I decided to part with it. I wished for more action here, for more momentum, and seeing how the momentum failed to come, I decided to part early in the day with it. What's left? Gold, we've already spoken about gold. We've already spoken about the SPY, and the only thing left is SRLP. So from the oil sector, which tried again today, we're still trying and is still failing to break out. Honestly, I don't expect your breakout as long as the oil remains how it is. If we see a nice breakout here in oil, then I think SRLP is also going to start sooner than later. If you take too much time, then perhaps not start anymore at all. But for the time being, it's still looking pretty solid here in this formation. Okay, this is all for the first two parts for our video. I'm going to continue with the setups. Thanks for joining me today, and if you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe.